Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Alda Gafita Sari. I'm from Semarang State University, Chemistry Education C. My number student ID 43014170092. Happy watching. Now we can learn about configuration electron. What is your mind when you hear the word about chemistry? Most people will think so. Some are purple, green, blue, and others colors. But of course, not all chemicals have interesting color. Substances that have electron configuration and certain orbital diagram that have interesting colors. Wow! What's the electron configuration and diagram orbital? Check it. Have you ever watched a soccer match? In maths, it is often known as the 4-4-2 formation, which means the forward consists of 4 people, 4 midfielders and 2 defenders, while the last is the goalkeeper. Likewise, with the item in last week's lesson, we have learned that electrons have a trajectory in that path. Electrons also have a formation and electron configuration. With us studying the electron configuration, of course we can later determine the location of an element in the periodic table and find out the nature of an element. Is also useful on determining the properties of a compound. So, configuration and orbital diagram, we need to be based on the 3 main principles, namely the principle of outflow, hard rules, and prohibition of Pauli. The outflow principle states that electron filling start from the lowest energy subshell, followed by high energy subshells. In each subskin has an electron limit that can be lowered, namely subshell S contains a maximum of 2 electrons, the maximum P shell contains 6 electrons, and subshell T contains a maximum of 10 electrons, and the subshell F contains a maximum of 14 electrons. Based on this condition, the electron filling sequence follows the arrow in the following figure. Based on the diagram above, the sequence of electron configuration can be arranged as follows, like that. The number of electrons, where in the electron configuration is the maximum number of electrons from the subshell, except that the last part brightened is the remaining electron. Note the example below. The number of He electron is 21 electrons. Then we fill this electron in electron configuration based on the outflow principle above. Try to notice. It turns out that not always the lower skin are written first, 4S are written first from 3D. This is because the greater the number of the skin, the energy difference with the skin on is smaller, while the number of subskin is more and more, so that there is overlapping of the subskin energy order. To facilitate the writing down of its energy level, the outflow principle is usable. For regularity of writing, 3D may be write first from 4S, but the electron filling still refers to the outflow principles. This seems trivial but important. So, if you are told to write the quantum number of the last electron from Sg, then the electron is located in the 3D subshell instead of 4s, even though the last writing itself is the 4s subshells. Its characteristic is on the 3d skin sub is not full of electron, while the 4s skin sub is fully filled. Now, writing the electron configuration can be amplified by writing atoms from noble gas, namely configuration of electron in atom other than expressed by Reinfeldt diagram, often expressed in an orbital diagram. The second press will be useful in determining molecular shape and hybridization theory. What should be considered in making orbital diagram? 1. Orbital are represented by box. 2. Electrons are represented as a row in the box. 3. The number of boxes is determined based on magnetic quantum number, namely 4. For the orbital with the same energy symbolized by a group of squares that are side by side, while the orbital with different energy level is represented by square box. And 5. One orbital box contains 2 electrons, one arrow pointing up and another pointing down. The electron filling in the orbital box as the Hund rules. He is a physicist of German, but for what the rules of filing electron in orbital, namely orbital with the same energy is filed first by one electron in the same direction, then electron will enter the orbital in sequence with the opposite direction, or in other words, in the name subshell of an orbital is filed the one electron first with the same arrow direction, and the remaining electrons are filed in as the electron pair with the opposite arrow direction. Consider the example of the electron diagram below explicitly. In the filing, the S element orbital diagram in the 3p4 configuration, 3 electrons are rolled first with an upward arrow, the remaining 1 electron in drum with a down arrow. This property is closely related to electron hybridization. This rule states that an electron has a tendency to move orbital if it can form a more stable arrangement of electrons. For the configuration of electron ending in subshell D, the full rules is half full. To better understand the theory, also consider the example below. From the example, since if 4s are filed with the electron 2, then 3d is less 1 electron to become half full. The electron from 4s will move to 3d. This also applies to cases. To determine the period location of an element is relatively easy. The period of an element is the same as the Lorentz cell number in electron configuration. The peak skin number is 4, so Cr is in period 4. Meanwhile, to determine the group using the table, if the last subshell is on S or P, then it is classified in group A. Whereas if the last subshell is on D, then it is classified in group B. For more details, consider the table below. Try to look table above. To make it easier to remember, Group A start from Group 1A while Group B start from 3B. Besides, if the lab subshell is P or T, then the subskin is S is previously in class. In Group 6B and 1B, the full rules are helpful. An example: period for Group 6B. That's all about learning about electron configuration and diagram orbital. Have a nice day and see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.